Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting review. Thanks for watching this. I will another Oberfrankisches Dunkles. This one is from Brauerei Hufeisen, located in Pottenstein, and it's one of two breweries from this town. The other one is Brauerei Mager, and I'm gonna review one beer from that brewery also as well in the future, of course. But this time it's Brauerei Hufeisen, which translates to horseshoe, and is their Dunkel, which is one that I've been choosing because it's the most popular beer from this brewery. They do have some other ones, for example a Premium Pils and a Weissbier. And I'm gonna link to the brewer's website in the description box below. Thanks to my friend Adolf, who did send me this bottle so I could review it. And it has been catching my interest really much, looking real nice with the look of the label right here. In my opinion, here is the top label, Brauerei Hufeisen. And it says Zum Glück gibt's Hufeisen Bio-Dunkel Pottensteiner süffisch-würzig Naturtrüb ursprüngliches Bier Pottensteiner Bio-Dunkel Naturtrüb in einer natürlichster Form, seit 1803, 4.9% alcohol content. Zutaten: Brauwasser, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen aus kontrolliert ökologischen Anbau, Brauerei Hufeisen, Pottenstein, and the link to brewer's website also here. First of all, I'm going to give you some information from the brewer's website. That I will link to, of course, as I said. How is beer actually brewed? The brewing process. The brewing process begins in the brew house by mashing the crushed malt with water. By maintaining certain temperatures, the starch present in the malt is converted into fermentable malt sugar by the enzymes also present in the malt. In the larger tun, the wort, which is malt sugar solution, is separated from the husks, which is malt casing and purification. The marc stays behind. The wort is now boiled in a brewing pan for about 2 hours. The later bitterness of the beer is determined by adding hops. The original wort is set. Original wort means 100 kilograms of wort, for example 12.5 kilograms of malt sugar are dissolved. The beer then has an original wort of 12.5%, about a third of which is converted into alcohol. The wort is now cooled from 100 degrees Celsius to approximately 6 degrees Celsius using a plate cooler. By adding our brewer's yeast, the malt sugar is split into alcohol and carbon dioxide in equal parts. There are two different types of yeast. The top fermenting yeast at approximately 15 degrees Celsius and rises during fermentation, cellar wheat, and the bottom fermented yeast works approximately 7 degrees Celsius and sinks during fermentation process, Pottensteiner Urdunkel and Pottensteiner Premium Pils. The younger beer then arrives in the storage cellar for secondary fermentation and maturation. Here it is stored at 30 degrees Celsius and sponged. The resulting carbon dioxide is bound in the beer under counter pressure, important for the foam and flavor of the beer. After about 4 weeks, the finished beer will be delivered into you directly on the valuable via dispensing tank. You will get it. If you want to find out more about this experience, or if you want to be present tour exclusively for the brewing of beer, just give us a call. Some information about this specific one: Pottensteiner Bio-Dunkel süffisch-würzig Naturtrüb, a typical Franconian bitter beer, our house beer brewed according to the same recipe for generations. And I also have some information from the Beer Wanderers website. Brauerei Hufeisen, annual output 1000 hectoliters, founded 1803 and housed in an atmospheric half-timbered house. This small brewery has very limited hours, so plan accordingly, and if going off-season, winter, it might be a good idea to call ahead. I've read about people showing up to find it closed, and I had the same experience once upon a time as well. I was here in 2002, and their Dunkles was fine one, if notch below town rival Magel. I returned this past summer while researching my book Beer Hiking Bavaria and had 2 excellent meals at Hufeisen. I went for dinner my first evening, and in town I had a very good Schäufele with mix of boiled and fried dumplings. The next evening I called Kutscher Schnitzel a pork schnitzel filled with salami, smoked cheese and onions breaded with spent grain breadcrumbs. It was served with homemade potato chips too. I drank the Bio-Dunkles both times. I don't think the Dunkles is the same beer as when I first went to the brewery in 2002, and have to admit it's not being a big fan of it now. That said, we met a few groups of other breweries that raved about it, so I guess it's not a matter of taste. At any rate, the food is alone worth going for, and the pub is pleasant and a notch more upscale than Mago. The little outside seating area at the back is nice as well, and of course the Gasthaus Brauerei Hufeisen Bio-Dunkel is also having some information, which is brewery Gasthaus Brauerei Hufeisen, town Pottenstein, style dunkles, color unfiltered, ruddy brown, head tan, creamy, nose, grain, body medium carbonation, palate grainy, roast, underlying hops, finish bitter, served on top of the brewer. Impression: I've had some up and down experiences at the brewery over the years. I was first here at the town rival Mago in search of what heralded the best dark beers in Franconia in my first guide to the area. The Mago beer lived up to the moniker, but I wasn't sure about this one. I returned a few years later and it wasn't open. I finally got back in 2019, and though I enjoyed the pub and thought the food was excellent, I wasn't enamored with the Dunkel. I didn't find it particularly hoppy, but it had a very bitter finish. So very interesting to try this one from Brauerei Hufeisen. And of course I'm going to also show you the books that I'm having about breweries in Franconia. This one example right here. As you can see, Brauerei Hufeisen right here. And information is Gasthaus Brauerei Josef Wiegertner, 1803, Pottensteiner Bio-Dunkel Premium Pils Kellerweisen, meist getrunken Dunkel, 1000 hectoliters, Gasthaus Brauerei Hufeisen. And I also have another book about Franconian brewers, which is this one right here. And you can see also right here we have Gasthaus Brauerei Hufeisen, and the information is founded 1803, Josef Wiegertner, Peter Wiegertner. Zünftige Bierproben im Hufeisen wird in den Sommermonaten regelmäßig am Mittwoch und Donnerstag gebraut. Riechen, schmecken und probieren Sie mit dem Brauvorgang sitzend die Entstehung der Hufeisen Bierspezialitäten Pottensteiner Urdunkel, Hufeisen Kellerweisen und Pottensteins Premium Pils. Am Mittwoch oder Donnerstag wird Ihnen der Braumeister Fragen über den bekannten Pottensteiner Bierbrand oder zur Bierherstellung beantworten. Zünftige Bierproben mit Wissenswerten über die jeweiligen Biersorten mit dem Braumeister auf Anfrage. Bei der Gasthausbrauerei Hufeisen gibt es alles, was fränkische Brauereikultur ausmacht. Die Gasthausbrauerei ist in fränkischen Fachwerkshausen ungebraucht, erbaut 1738. Die Biergärten befinden sich am Fuße der über 1000-jährigen Burg Pottenstein. Der alte Gärkeller in der Hohlergasse wurde mit viel Aufwand und Liebe zur Kellerschenke umgebaut. Entstanden ist dort wie eine Höhle in den Fels gehauene, naturbelassene Kellerwirtschaft, vermutlich einmalig in Franken. Neben den frischen Kellerbieren gibt es auch deftige Brotzeiten. Bei schönem Wetter kann man natürlich auch im Freien vor dem Keller die wunderbare Aussicht genießen. So, very interesting this one. Finally, over to the tasting part. Well, let's look at the label, which is a good looking label in my opinion. Brauerei Hufeisen Pottensteiner Bio-Dunkel, and it comes in this NRW bottle. So let's open up the bottle, should we? And pour it up into this for the beer style. Very well fitting glass in my opinion, since it's important to use the right glass for different beer styles. And this glass is really good for the Dunkel in my opinion, and you can see very dark amber in color, I would say, and a very thick white foam crown as well, keeping the right taste in the glass, and very amber in the color, looking like a perfect Franconian Dunkles. Yeah, simply very fine. And let's get the aroma quite quick. Yeah, real nice, like a Franconian Oberfränkisches Dunkles with a dark roasted maltiness. So this one is high expectations of it. Let's give it a try. The Hufeisen Bio-Dunkel Pottenstein. Prost! Yeah, of course, it's real nice. It's pleasant. It has a well-balanced taste between the dark roasted maltiness and the hops and the water, the three ingredients, of course. Also, it's obvious that the brewing process is nice, and it's a very nice Dunkles in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's really great, really easy to drink, even though if you're like me, mostly used to paler beers, this one is something that you definitely should try, and please visit the website too, because it's actually really nice. Yeah, it has the typical Oberfränkisches maltiness, of course, and in Oberfranken, as you know, Dunkles is the most popular beer style. Oberfranken is also the region in the world where most brews are located, so people in Oberfranken know about beers, of course, that's obvious. And yeah, this one, Hufeisen, Pottensteiner, Bio-Dunkel from Brauerei Hufeisen, doesn't disappoint at all. I was having very high expectations of it actually, and doesn't disappoint. And as you can see, still thick white foam crown, very important to build up and maintain, as I said, all the way through. Keeps the right taste in the glass, so that's an important thing. Yeah, that's it. That's the Hufeisen Pottensteiner Bio-Dunkel Naturtrüb, and it's a really nice Dunkles, so big recommendation. But that's it for now. Hope you like my reviews, that you continue to follow much more interesting Franconian beer reviews, and see you again in next Franconian beer review.